Yo, it's your boy Bernard, and welcome to another episode of the Angry Blurred podcast where I'll be discussing everything nerdy that has caught my eye this week. And give me a second, guys. I need some W. I just woke up, and I'm still tired. I am out of Galaxy Green, and I am now on my tiger's blood. But yeah, I forgot to give James Vanderbeek a rest in peace last week. I have no idea why that slipped my mind. But yeah, if you've been living under a rock for some odd reason, James Vanderbeek passed away on the 11th of last week at the age of 48 years old from cancer, collateral cancer. He was diagnosed in November of 2024, and he said that he was dealing with it privately before he discussed it publicly. So, for some reason, if you don't know who James Vanderbeek is, I don't get how you won't know, but James Vanderbeek was the lead of a hit show on the WB that came out when I was a child, I guess. Yeah, I was 12 years old when this show came out. Had no reason to watch this show, but I did watch it for roughly, I want to say, the first season. It was one of those shows that, when you're young, you don't really know what type of identity you're going to grab onto as far as TV goes. Like, I was still in my cartoon Power Ranger phase, so I wasn't watching any hour-long dramas. I felt like I've said this before when I was talking about Buffy. So yeah, I did not really watch Dawson's Creek growing up. I knew him from playing Dawson Leary on Dawson's Creek, but he's done various things since then. Obviously Dawson's Creek. I did episodes of Robot Chicken, Criminal Minds, Ugly Betty, One Tree Hill, a few episodes of How I Met Your Mother. Did an episode of Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order SVU. A show that I watched him on from beginning to end that got canceled after 2 seasons was Don't Trust the Bee and Apartment 23 to star Kirsten Ritter. He played a fictionalized version of himself. Movies. He actually had a cameo in Scary Movie as Dawson. The movie that everybody loves that James Vanderbeek did, Varsity Blues. He played Jonathan Moxon, a.k.a. Mox. He played himself in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He did a Power Ranger short roughly like 10, 11 years ago, where he played Rocky. It was the Power Rangers Unauthorized. Everybody called it Power Rangers Dark or something like that. So, Big Bang Theory, he played a character named Adam Nova. He actually has a show coming out posthumously called The Gates. That's in post-production right now as we speak. So yeah, guys, if I don't really know what to say besides, go to the doctor, get your physical every year. I usually do mine around my birthday. I am actually going next. Well, when this comes out, it'll be Thursday. Yes, I'm leaving work early Thursday to go get my physical. All right. So this one happened on Monday. Robert Duval passed away at the age of 95 years old. I don't think he had any personal illnesses. The man was 95, so I'm pretty sure of his natural causes. He passed away on February 15th. And Robert Duval has been in movies and more or less TV shows all my life. Like, I remember being a kid and seeing him on reruns of like The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits. But as far as TV goes, that's as far as I know. But movies, man, I think the first movie I might have seen him in was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Although he doesn't have a credited role in there, he plays a priest on a swing. But as far as credited roles goes, Apocalypse Now, check it out. Lawrence Fishburne is in that movie. It's done by Francis Ford Coppola. True Confessions, Colors, Days of Thunder, Rambling Rose, Newsies. I believe Christian Bale was in this version of Newsies. Yes, he was. Christian Bale, Bill Pullman. Sling Blade. Phenomenon is another one of my favorite movies that he was in. He played the doctor with John Travolta and uh, what is Kevin Bacon's wife's name? I want to say Kira Cedric was in that movie. He was also in The Apostle, Secondhand Lions, Kicking and Screaming with, is this the Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell, I believe, 2005? Yes, it is, where Will Ferrell plays a soccer coach, a youth soccer coach. Four Christmases, he plays Vince Vaughn's dad. Crazy Heart was a movie with Jeff Bridges. The Road, Jack Reacher, he plays Cash. Widows, check that one out. Viola Davis is in it. David Kaluuya. I think that might have been the last movie I saw him in, but he was in Hustle with Adam Sandler in 2022 and a movie called The Pale Blue Eye. So, yeah. Tom Noonan is also someone who passed away. He passed away on the 14th. So, Valentine's Day, he passed away a day before Robert Duval. So, Tom Noonan, I saw that name. I'm like, the name sounds familiar, but I can't remember what he was in. So then I looked at his filmography, and the first thing I saw him in, RoboCop 2. He played Kane. I don't get if you don't remember who Kane is. He is the main villain of RoboCop 2. He was also in Last Action Hero. He played Ripper / himself. He was in Heat, The Astronaut's Wife, Knockaround Guys, Eight-Legged Freaks, and I think that might have been the last movie I saw him in. But the last film on his filmography came out in 2017. It was a movie called Wonderstruck. Now, as far as TV goes, he started from the 80s. He was on Damages? Okay. Yeah, he was on Damages. He was also on Hell on Wheels, The Blacklist. Did a TV show called Animals that was on HBO. And he was on the 12 Monkeys series that was on Sci-Fi. But yeah, he passed away at the age of 74. There was no cause of death given at this time. So yeah, and this one just happened earlier this week as well. So we lost 3 people this the week that I'm recording this. Eric Dane passed away on the 19th at the age of 53. So Eric Dane is one of those guys, like, you might have seen him in things, but you didn't know his name. It's like, I believe the first thing I might have seen him in, because I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, never really watched it. He had a guest appearance on an episode of Zoe Duncan, Jack and Jane on the WB back in the day. He was also on Married with Children for an episode. But everybody knows him from Grey's Anatomy for playing Dr. Mark Sloan, a.k.a. McSteamy. So, film credits. X-Men The Last Stand. He played Jamie Madrox, a.k.a. Multiple Man. He was in Marley and Me, Valentine's Day, American Carnage. Did I see American Carnage? No, I have it on my list of stuff to watch. Jenna Ortega's in that. He was in Bad Boys Ride or Die 2 years ago. He was the main villain, James McGarth, who was part of that. Basically, he was around the conspiracy to frame Captain Howard for money laundering. He's like in like the movie from beginning to end, but he shows up in like the first 5 minutes. He was on Charmed to play James Dean. I think that might have been like the first thing that I like saw him in, and like that he stuck with me. He was in the Painkiller Jane movie that was on Sci-Fi, which was basically a backdoor pilot for a TV show. The Last Ship on USA. A lot of people love that show. He was also on Euphoria. So he played Cal Jacobs, who was Jacob Elordi's father, whose character's name I want to say was Maddie or Marty, something like that. I'm looking it up. I'm sorry, Nate Jacobs. Who the hell was Maddie? That was Nate's girlfriend's name. So yeah, he played Nate Jacobs' father, who was in a relationship with Jules, which is very problematic because Jules is a high school student. So yeah, he did an interview for Netflix called Famous Last Words, which actually aired a day after he passed, where he gave some words to his his daughters. So yeah, I mean, that just famous last words. It's a very odd thing because it's basically people like giving their last interviews when they know they're going to pass. It's like Jane Goodall's interview aired 2 days after she passed, and Eric Dane's dropped like the day after. So uh, check that out on Netflix. So yeah, give rest in peace to James Duval. I mean James Van Der Beek, Robert Duval, Tom Noonan, and Eric Dane. All right, my first story is in regards to basically Sony. So like these first two stories are Sony related, so I tried to group them together. Sony wants to do a Venom animated movie, so I guess they saw the success of these Spider Verse films, and I don't know if it's going to be necessarily the Venom verse, which is actually a thing in the comics, but apparently this will be written by Zach Lebowski. I'm sorry, not Lebowski. Lipovitsky and Adam Stein, who were the team who wrote. Did they write it or did they direct it? Final Destination Bloodlines, because it says they wrote and directed, but I could have sworn Final Destination Bloodlines had different directors. I mean, different writers. So yeah, so they directed Final Destination Bloodlines. So no idea on who's going to be attached to this. Rumor has it that Tom Hardy is going to be attached in some capacity, probably as a producer or a voice actor. But I saw that and I'm just like, eh. So I guess Sony is shying away from their live action Spider-Man stuff and just letting Marvel do that because, of the failures of Madam Web, Morbius, Kraven the Hunter, and I don't think Venom the Last Dance made that much money either, but I could be wrong. So yeah, that came out, and I'm like, maybe I'll check that out. All right, guys. So this one is kind of a spoiler, but the movie isn't out yet. So there is an official book, Art of Spider-Man: Brand New Day book that's coming out, and it kind of gave us the rough synopsis of what the film is going to be about. So it said 4 years have gone since we last caught up with our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Peter Parker is no more, but Spider-Man is at the top of his game, keeping New York City safe. Things are going well for our anonymous hero until an unusual trail of crimes pulls him into a web of mystery larger than he's ever faced before. In order to take on what's ahead, Spider-Man not only needs to be at the top of his physical and mental game, but he also must be prepared to face the repercussions of his past. So, 4 years. Okay, so I have the official timeline book of the MCU. And Spider-Man Brand New Day ends in December of 2028. So this is going to be, 2024. So this is going to be taking place in 2028, which is roughly around the timeline of, I want to say, Doomsday or Secret Wars. I feel like it might be Secret Wars. I don't remember. So, because I believe they said that Doomsday is supposed to be taking place in 2028. The timeline kind of caught up and then kind of staggered itself. So I highly suggest, I'm going to actually go get the book real quick. I'm sorry. I know I'm walking away from the screen again. It's like, you should be better prepared, Bernard. That's why you do fucking pre-production. So yeah. This book basically leads up until Thor, Love and Thunder, I want to say. But they actually have the full timeline, so like it stops, I want to say maybe 2025, 2026. So 2025, Thor, Love and Thunder happens in Guardians 3. So it stops at Guardians 3. I'm sorry, not Guardians 3, the Guardians Christmas special. So yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, check this book out, guys. It was $50. I got it on Amazon like everything else. Don't even know if it's still in print anymore, but it is a nice coffee table book if you want a good rundown of the MCU timeline from everything from like What If, Werewolf by Night, all that stuff is in this book. So yeah, there's a lot of like leaks for the book that have come out. So we got to look at Scorpion. Everyone's like, I don't like the look of it because Scorpion doesn't have his mask. We saw Boomerang, who looked the most comic accurate, and Tarantula. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about the 4-year time jump, but it's no biggie. I mean, Getting No Way Home come out in like 2021, so it kind of makes sense. It's 4 years in real life as well, so it is what it is. I'm gonna do one more story, then I'm gonna take my break. So this is in regards to the Sonic cinematic universe. So we got our Amy Rose, and it's none other than Kirsten Bell. Kristen Bell. If you have no idea who Kristen Bell is, she is married to Dak Shepard. That is not only what she's known for. She was on Veronica Mars on, was it the CW then? CW, The Good Place, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, that one show with the long ass title on Netflix. I'm actually going to pull it up real quick. Oh, I didn't know she was 45. Frozen. All right, let's go to filmography. All right, so the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window. Nobody Wants This. What else was she in? Did I say Frozen? I did say Frozen, didn't I? So yeah, a lot of people know her for Frozen. She's the voice of Anna. Like I said, Veronica Mars is, you have to be a certain age bracket to know that. Who the fuck is Elle Bishop? She was on Heroes, apparently. Elle Bishop appeared on Heroes. Elle was created. I need to know her power set. I don't remember this character at all. I really got to rewatch Heroes. Okay, Elle has the ability to generate and manipulate electricity, discharging it and directing it as electrical arts. She is shown being able to wield a lock, blast objects, knock people unconscious, and even kill a man. She's not entirely immune to electricity she produces, as she is shown to be drenched in water. Attempts to create electricity, giving herself electrical shock. Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch Heroes. So yeah, Kristen Bell was not my first choice for Amy Rose in Sonic. My first choice was actually Kate. Is it Kate? I never know how to say her last name, and I feel so bad whenever I say it. I want to say Mucci? Kate Micucci? Oh yeah, it is Kate Micucci. All right, so yeah, a lot of people may know Kate Micucci for being in the group Garfunkel and Oates. She was on Scrubs as Stephanie Gooch. Where do they come up with these names? I get her real name is Micucci, but really it's Gooch. All right, she was Allie on Till Death. She played Lucy on The Big Bang Theory, Roger's girlfriend who had the anxiety, and she like hopped out the window on like their first date. She was Webby on the DuckTales reboot. She has been doing the voice of Velma in Scooby-Doo. Not the Velma show, because that was Minnie Kaling. So yeah, she would have been my first choice, honestly. But hey, it is what it is, you know. Shout out to Kristen Bell, for getting the voice of Amy. I'm just glad they didn't try to get an actor to do double duty, because the rumor was, Kirsten Ritter is also going to be doing the voice of Amy, as well as doing the acting in the movie as the chick from Gun. But yeah, Kristen Bell is Amy Rose. There we go. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to drink me some more W. Y'all can listen to the ad for some W, and y'all can go buy some W with my promo code AngryBlur10. All right, be right back. This episode is brought to you by W. W gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix one packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task, and go to debbie.gg and use my promo code AngryBlur10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's debbie.gg with promo code AngryBlur10. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just finished on my W. All right. Next story is in regards to what the hell was it? Absolute Green Arrow. So I told you guys about DC basically crushing it in comics right now with the Absolute line since Marvel decided to end the Ultimate timeline of Earth 6160. We actually got our first appearance at Absolute Green Arrow about 6 months ago in the Absolute Evil one shot that I told you guys about. But that Oliver Queen got murdered. So we don't know who the hell this new Green Arrow is, but he is creepy as fuck. All I know is that Hornsack, Shot, and Raphael Albuquerque are the creative team, and this is going to be I believe it's a 6-issue limited series. So I'll probably be bringing this up again in solicits probably at the end of the month, if I do an episode at the end of the month. Because next Saturday, well, this coming Saturday, guys, is my birthday. I will be turning 40. I will throw my Cash App in the description if you want to send your boy like $5 or whatever. Synopsis is Executive Protection Specialist Dinah Lance, also known as Absolute Black Canary, is assigned to uncover the murderer's identity as she investigates a list of suspects drawn from the ranks of DC's most dangerous archers. Each one is uniquely connected to the recent murdered Oliver Queen. A deadly mystery unfolds in this urban horror reimagining of the Emerald Archer's mythos, brought to life by Eisner winners Pornsack Quixote and Raphael Albuquerque. So yeah, this comes out on May 20th. The covers are amazing. I'm trying to figure out who the hell could it be. I don't think it's gonna introduce Merlin, but I kind of want like a few of these covers. So I'm gonna have to hit up my comic book store and see which ones they can, which ones they're getting. But yeah, even like I love Raphael Albuquerque's art, man. I'm looking at like the preview pages they put out at the moment. But yeah. Also, they made an announcement about Absolute Catwoman getting a mini series as well, and this is going to be by Che Grayson, Scott Snyder, and Bingle, and that's going to be coming out on June 10th. And the synopsis is following her last appearance in Absolute Batman 14. This new comic book series picks up the thread Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta laid down in the main title, from the secrets of Selina's past to her elusive ties to Black Mask. But yeah, I can't wait to check that one out as well. I liked the arc that Selina was in. It was basically Bane whooping Bruce's ass and everything. But good books. Check out the Absolute line if you haven't. Like I said before, when I did this synopsis on these books roughly like a year and a half ago, slightly different twist on the characters. Diana has one arm. She was actually raised in hell by Cersei. Kal-El is not Clark Kent, but he did find the Kents after witnessing the explosion of Krypton at like roughly 8 to 10 years old, something like that. And the Kents found him comatose and basically like kept him nourished and everything until the Lazarus Foundation showed up in Smallville to wreck some shit. Bruce Wayne is not a billionaire. He is a 6'7", 6'8", 250, 260 former football player who decides to run around in the bat suit to beat up criminals after the murder of his father. So Martha is still alive, but Thomas is dead. So yeah. Wally West is the Flash. Barry dies in an accident, which basically causes him to have his powers. Breaking Down Absolute Green Lantern is kind of a hit trip, and Martian Manhunter, that book, it's a mini-series, 12 issues, but that one, I can't make heads or tails of it, and I like the writer. I think I told you guys, Dennis Campus doing that one. So yeah, that's it for my comic book stuff. So now let's go into a TV show comic book property that's been around for 60 plus years. It's getting a series on Netflix, and that is Scooby-Doo. Didn't know this was a thing. I'm surprised it's not going to HBO Max. I don't get why it's not going to HBO Max. You know, sometimes Warner licenses their properties out to other people. Sandman was on Netflix. But Scooby-Doo is getting a live action series, and McKenna Grace, who we all know from Ghostbusters, Afterlife, and Frozen Empire. I honestly don't know anything else she has been in off the top of my head. Isn't she going to be in Scream 7? Apparently, she was in Five Nights at Freddy's. She will be playing Daphne. She was also on Fuller House, Independence Day Resurgence. She was in Mr. Church with Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I don't think anybody saw Mr. Church. She did a voice on Crabopolis. Apparently, she is the voice of Nocturna on Batman Cape Crusader, if the second season of that ever comes out. She was also on Young Sheldon. Don't remember her. She was probably showed up by the time I hopped out of that show. Yeah, she's in Scream 7. So yeah, she will be playing. She's in the new Hunger Games movie too. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, she will be playing Daphne in that Netflix series. All right, speaking of TV shows, Percy Jackson, we got some casting news for season 3, which is supposed to be coming out sometime this year. Fingers crossed that still happens. Ming-Na Wen, who I have talked about graciously over the years, is playing Hera. Jennifer Beals, who I've also talked about graciously over the years, is playing Demeter. And Hubert Smolecki will be playing Apollo. So I have no idea who Hubert Smolecki is, but give you a few breakdowns on Ming-Na Wen's filmography. She was Chun-Li in the OG Street Fighter movie. She played, I just drew a blank on her character's name. She plays Phoenix Shan in the Star Wars universe. She played Melinda May on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what it was. She was also on ER. She's also the voice of Mulan in everything animated in video game. She was also in Karate Kid Legends last year, the movie that, none of y'all really want to go see. Which sucks because I think that. Oh, never mind. People did see it. Why did somebody say this movie bombed? This movie made $117 million with a $45 million budget. It wasn't super successful, but, they made their money back. Jennifer Beals. Everybody knows Jennifer Beals from Flashdance, The L Word. She was also on the Book of Boba Fett, coincidentally, with Ming-Na Wen as a Tulik, and Samir was like, ooh, she can get it. She was also on Law and Order Organized Crimes. Is that show still going, or did they end it? She was on Swamp Thing. I forgot there was a Taken series that. Where did this air again? Was this USA? No, NBC, apparently. Apparently, Jennifer Beals been in a lot of movies, so I thought it was just like Flashdance, and that was it, bro. She was in The Grudge, too. A lot of stuff I didn't see. Wait, she was in Wishful Thinking? Oh, wait, this is a different Wishful Thinking. But this is the horror movie Wishful Thinking. Yeah, I haven't seen any movie with Jennifer Beals in it. But yeah, Hubert Smolecki. I'm looking at his filmography now. He hasn't done anything I've seen. He was in a show called Ransom Canyon. So yeah, there's your cast for season 3 of Percy Jackson. Now let's talk about a company that I'm not a fan of, and I can say that with my whole chest. I feel the way about them the way Kendrick Lamar feels about Drake, and that is none other than Xbox. So Xbox is going through some changes. And I'm like, ooh, it is not, because Xbox has not been doing good for like the past 3-4 years. It's gotten to the point where they have to license their games out the PlayStation. Like Gears of War is on PlayStation now. Halo's coming to PlayStation, I think, this year. Forza came out, and it was something else that was supposed to be coming out this year. But anyway, let's just talk about it. Phil Spencer, who has been at Xbox for I don't even know how many years. Let's actually look it up. I feel like he's been there since the beginning. But he will be retiring from Xbox this Monday. Yeah, he's been in Xbox since 2001, but he's been at Microsoft since 1988. I'm sorry, he was the CEO. Okay, no, he's been at Xbox since 2001. Became the CEO of Microsoft Gaming in 2022. He announced that he will be officially retiring on Monday. I believe I have his press statement from his Twitter page. So he said, "It's rare in life to know when a chapter is closing, but after 38 years in Microsoft, the moment has arrived for me. I made the decision to retire and begin the next chapter of my life. It's a milestone that's given me a chance to reflect on the incredible journey I've been fortunate enough to share with many of you. So everybody's like, oh crap, Xbox is cooked. So I'm like, maybe. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I honestly don't care because, like I said, I'm not a fan of Xbox. I've never been a fan of Xbox. Didn't like the layout of the controllers, any of that stuff. Like I bought Gears of War on a whim just to find out I'm not a fan of the game. I started it, maybe played roughly like 3 hours. But anyway, Sarah Bond, who became the president of Xbox, has resigned as well. And I don't think she put out a press release, but she became the president of Microsoft Gaming in 2017. She was there for almost a decade. Like I said, I don't know what the hell's going on at Xbox. Like I said, they're not doing well as far as sales goes. But we also got a new president by the name of Asha Sharma. I think she starts on Monday. She basically, the first thing she said was she agrees that Xbox should go back to having console exclusive games because they really haven't done any new games per se that have been of any significance. Like a lot of the stuff has been like third party that's been released on multiple platforms that people have been playing, like NCAA, Madden, WWE, things like that. And she also said that this is basically talking about AI. She said, as monetization and AI evolve and to influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans, crafted with the most innovative technology provided by us. So I can agree with her on that. Don't be doing all like no shit with AI to make games. Like, saw the shit that happened with Baldur's Gate. Had a few awards pulled from them or whatever. And there's a bunch of people out there just making like short AI games and selling them on like the PlayStation Store, Xbox Marketplace, maybe even the Nintendo eShop, like $15, $20 a pop. And I think people are actually buying them. Like I see them like on Reddit all the damn time. It's like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, I mean, congratulations to her, and hopefully, she has success and turns the turns the franchise of Xbox around. But you never know. All right, as we're talking about video game news, Bluepoint Games. They mainly are known for doing remakes or remasters of games. Has been shut down by Sony. Why is this happening? I don't know, but they bought the studio 5 years ago. So I don't know if this was just to stop Microsoft, Xbox from buying it or what. But they did remakes of Shadow of the Colossus, the Demon Souls remake. I have their Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. That is the only thing that I've ever played from them, to the best of my knowledge. But I am going to look and see what else they've done. But yeah, it sucks that they are being shut down. They were developed 20 years ago, actually. So, okay, wow, they did a lot of stuff. So, games that they developed, they did something called Blast Factor in 2006. They did the God of War Remaster Collection that came out on the PS3. The Ico and Shadow Colossus Collection that was on PS3 as well. The Metal Gear Solid HD Collection on the PS3 and Xbox 360. The Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, like I said. Gravity Rush Remastered. And like I said, Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls for the PS4 and PS5. Games that they supported. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale for the Vita. They didn't do the PS3 version. They did something called Flower for the PS4 and the PS Vita. Titanfall for the Xbox 360. And support on God of War Ragnarok for the PS4 and the PS5. So it's like, why is the studio being shut down? Oh, God! So what are they gonna? Are they just gonna fold it into like the employees into like PlayStation Studios or what? Guys, I mean, I don't know how many people were employed there, but that just sucks, man. That's why honestly, like these small studios, they should they shouldn't even sell like to anybody. It's like, nah, we'll work with you, but nah, because at that point you're always gonna risk the chance of being shut down or shuttered or sunset, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this is in regards to something I hold to my chest very near and dear. Um, Reese's. So the grandson of the man who invented Reese's peanut butter cups has some words to say to Hershey's, and he's basically talking about how they changed the formula. Yeah, he said, "I bought some. I had to throw the bag in the garbage. I couldn't eat it. It's not edible. I looked at the packaging. There was no milk chocolate. There was no peanut butter. It was all vegetable oils and fats." He was actually on Fox News, saying this. He also said, "My grandfather built Reese's on a simple, enduring architecture: milk, chocolate, and peanut butter. But today's Reese's identity is being unwritten, not by storytellers, but by formulation decisions that replace milk chocolate with compound coatings and peanut butter with peanut butter style crumbs across multiple Reese's products." And I can honestly say he is right. Um, I spent $50 on a bucket of Reese's about 3 years ago. Don't judge me. Like I said, Reese's is my favorite chocolate, and it was one of those things that you can tell it tastes different. Like I remember being a kid and buying Reese's, and like the paper that the peanut butter cup sits in was not oily at all. Like it's super oily. Like I would have to like actually go get a thing of Reese's and look at the ingredients. But like, yeah, I don't think this stuff is like made for like the actual products that were. I mean, obviously we know like a lot of this shit that we ate as children, it was a lot better for us. I mean, not in the sense of sugar and whatnot, but I'm just saying like think of Breyer's ice cream. If you go back and watch Breyer's ice cream commercials, what were the ingredients? Milk, cream, sugar, vanilla. That was just for vanilla ice cream. Now, I don't want to say like cookies and all that blah, 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 blah. But I go over this every single time. I'm like, yo, what happened to those damn Breyer commercials? Like, yo, what the fuck is polysorbate milk cream or whatever? Because I look at the ingredients of Breyer's ice cream now and I'm like, didn't this shit used to be made with milk, cream, sugar, and vanilla? Am I tripping? So yeah, I'm probably still gonna buy Reese's, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, the Hershey's company has not said anything about ensuring that we eat the highest quality products and blah 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 to clap back at the grandson of the creator of Reese's. But this is, I mean, he didn't lie. I feel like Arsenio Hall and as the barber and then Coming to America, he didn't lie. So yeah. Also, while I'm talking about food and things like that, RFK, the president of the FDA, who is supposed to be making America healthy again, said that we're going to get rid of all the artificial dyes and whatnot. They just rolled that back. They said nope, never mind. Y'all can keep putting your dyes in. So like Frito Lay decided to do all these I think they call them naked, like flaming hot Cheetos and things like that. So yeah, get ready for the Red 40 to come back, guys. I think that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cue up my spoilers. So I am going to talk about Back to the Future, the musical. So I went to go see this last Sunday as an early birthday gift to myself, and I can honestly say I thoroughly enjoyed it. So guys, if you've seen Back to the Future, you know the story. It's pretty much the same story. There are very few changes in the screenplay versus the in the film. All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. So one of the things that changed is the DeLorean. So the DeLorean does not have time circuits. It is voice activated and it's only keyed to Doc's voice. So Marty can't even start the car when he gets back to 1985. They cut out the old man Peabody stuff. I think he still hits the farm, but they don't mention old man Peabody in the play whatsoever. and how the Twin Pines Mall was all farmland, and Old Man Peabody had his obsession with pine trees. They axed out the Libyans, so Doc does not get murdered by a bunch of Libyans. He still dies though, but that's because he has a radiation suit that he has had since the Manhattan Project. Y'all go watch Oppenheimer about that, and he has a tear in his suit, and he dies of radiation poisoning. George is still a peeping Tom, so he falls out the tree, but he doesn't get hit by a car. He actually lands on Marty, and that's how Marty ends up in his mom's house. Other than that, there really wasn't that many changes. They cut out the Darth Vader from Planet Vulcan stuff. Although there is a musical number where Marty does use a lightsaber. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, there's not that many changes. Oh, Jennifer, Marty's girlfriend, is related to Huey Lewis. So at the end of the play, when Marty goes back home, goes back to 1985. He doesn't meet Doc at the mall because he can't start the car. So Doc actually shows up and basically reveals that he bought a new suit because he, still did the same thing, read the letter after he tore it up and whatnot. And Marty passes out outside of the clock tower where George is being honored with his own day. Marty doesn't get the truck, but he does perform for Huey Lewis. And Doc shows up and they go to the future. Jennifer doesn't go with them. So if they do a musical for the second movie, I wonder how it's going to be. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great. No Einstein as well. So there's that. But yeah, all in all, spot on. Still written by the same writer, Bob Gale. Robert Zemeckis came back and produced it, and Alan Silvestri actually did some of the soundtrack. You can actually go to the website and see where they're going to be at. They are actually in Fort Myers until the 22nd, which is Monday. But after that, they're going to Baltimore, Memphis, Madison. So it looks like they're doing like little weekend spurts now. But yeah, I enjoyed it, man. No notes from me for that. All right. Also, I saw Cold Storage instead of I don't remember what the other movie was that came out. Oh yeah, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I saw Cold Storage because Cold Storage wasn't doing as well financially as Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. So I said I'm gonna go see this one instead. Help this one get a little bit of a boost. So this is directed by Johnny Campbell, who I've never heard of before, but apparently he's a British film and television producer and director. And this was written by David Koepp, who wrote the book Cold Storage. He also wrote the first Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic World Rebirth, Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, War of the Worlds, Mission Impossible, Jack Ryan, Stir of Echoes, The Trigger Effect, Secret Window, Ghost Town, Premium Rush, which I just watched last Saturday, and You Should Have Left with Kevin Bacon. Stars Joe Keery, Liam Neeson, Georgina Campbell, Sosie Bacon, Vanessa Redgrave, Leslie Manville. So yeah, movie takes place. We start in the 70s, where basically an international space station was decommissioned, and it breaks up during re-entry. Farmer takes a part of it that lands in Australia and basically turns that part into like a makeshift museum outside of his house. Meanwhile, we jump to 2005, where we get a call from somebody in Australia trying to reach out to the Pentagon to tell them, hey, your shit is killing us. And he gets redirected to a biochemist by the name of Dr. Hero Martins, who eventually has to go to Australia and meets up with Robert Quinn and Trini Romero to investigate. And they find out that, all the people in this small city in Australia are dead. And they can't find the bodies until eventually they all they go on the roofs and they see all the bodies just like husked out and whatnot. And apparently Dr. Martins gets infected with the virus, well, the fungus, because you actually found out that they were studying fungi in space. And this one actually went through her boot and infected her. And and she tries to leave, but she hits. Well, she attempts to hit Romero, but Robert Quinn, who is Liam Neeson, pushes her out the way, and he gets hit. But then she kills herself. They take the sample that she grabbed. They nuke the site, and they basically put it in a storage facility in Kansas. And then over the years, the government basically said, you know what, we need to sell off this property, and it turns into a storage unit. And boom, that's where, we come to now. Where Travis and Naomi, played by Joe Keery and Georgina Campbell, work the night shift, and they hear I was like, is this a black joke? Because it's like when the smoke alarm goes off in your house, because the battery's on that beep. So they hear that, and the manager tells Travis, aka TK, to figure out what the hell it was, and they find out that there's a console in the wall, so they break down the wall and figure out where it's going. They go all the way down to the sub basement and everything. They see the fungus on they see a bunch of rats all kind of caught up together and everything. And then Naomi's baby daddy shows up because he killed the cat, but then the cat is also infected by the virus because the virus has slowly been leaking out through the ground and whatnot, so it goes in through his tire, goes in through the back of the car, infects the cat. He lets the cat out. The cat loses it, goes nuts, kills itself. And the fungus spreads all throughout on a deer. It's on him. He goes nuts and tries to kill her. And Travis, his name's Mike, by the way. And then it was a lot, bro. Quinn is called by somebody named Abigail, who he tells, hey, go look at my documents and everything like that. And one of the guys he used to work with in the military is a dick, and he's like, yeah, it's no biggie, whatever, the place is storage. And he's like, yeah, you guys are fucking idiots, and blah, 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 blah. So he goes and shows up, and then Romero meets him because he is like, I don't remember where, but he had to catch a flight, and she hops in the minivan, and then they go to Romero's son's house. They get a nuclear bomb, and then they, chaos ensues and whatnot. Everybody who shows up with Griffin, who's the manager, because they were basically going to take a bunch of TVs out of storage. They get infected. Griffin gets shot. He's the only one who doesn't really get infected. And they blow up the facility. And then Travis and Naomi are basically a couple now. Meanwhile, Robert's in the hospital recovering from, his back giving out. And he is now a hero because Abigail leaked his documents about, this virus getting out. And then we get a shot of a deer as infected. I don't know if they're going to get a sequel or what, but good movie. Check out Cold Storage if you haven't. 10 out of 10 for me. It was enjoyable. There's not a lot of exposition that you need. You literally get it in the first 10 minutes. Space station crashes to Earth. Different various fungi are on there. Blah, 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 blah. Jump to 2026. So yeah, guys, that's it. That was another episode of the Angry Blurred Podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, Go to w.gg, use my promo code AngryBlurred10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. If I record next week, I will be reviewing Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Because I don't think anything came out this week. I'm gonna double check Fandango real quick because the week after I will be doing Scream 7. Yeah, I'm looking at movies in theaters now. Yeah, nothing. So yeah, be Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. But then Scream 7. All right, peace.